Good evening, my fellow YouTubians. Welcome to a battle. This one is against Nagi, and I, NBZ, am using some Pokemon. So is he. What would you expect? It's a Pokemon battle. So, this is a game where Nagi said, bring, like, the worst things you have. So I was like, okay. I mean, I generally have decent stuff on X and Y, because, it takes time to transfer it over and that kind of thing, and make stuff from the very outset. So I was like, I don't have a huge amount of averagey stuff, so I just brought some things and hope it works out. But we'll see. We'll see. So he leads off with an Ampharos. Apparently he's been to the salon because look at them curly locks. They're so gorgeous. Ampharos, the spokesperson that L'Oreal deserves, but not the one that it needs, unfortunately. I'm going to set up a sub on the Volt Switch, which is nice. It kind of buffers that to a degree, allows me to kind of scout his Switch and decide what to do next. Only problem is his Switch being Swallow means that because if this is just like thrown together 6 random things that happen to be kind of terrible, I don't have anything good enough to take Swallow's hit. Now, my man Gumpy, I mean, you'll know what a jolly fellow he is and how great he does, usually. But we're talking about Guts boosted, Stab boosted facade. It's not looking good, honestly. It's really very powerful, and despite the fact that I have max defense and max HP, it's gonna take me out in 2 hits, so that's not the best thing in the world. But I do have Scarf Heracross, and Nagi was afraid of this the whole game. He's like, man, if that thing's scarfed, I'm so screwed. And, well, turns out that in the first instance of me using it, it does turn out that he's a little screwed, because he loses Swallow straight away, because he wasn't sure. I guess he wanted to stay in to see if I was psyching him out and actually bringing in Mega Pinsir and then would sub on the Switch. But unfortunately for him, I outspeed, kill him with close combat, and bada bing, bada boom, that happens. Anyway, moving on to other legends from the past, we have Sophos, who is making his 6th gen debut, I believe, here. I think I used him on Battle Spot, but he's coming in here. Does a bit of Nightshade damage to the Swampert. He's clearly got max HP investment. I did like nothing whatsoever. So I'm going to have a bit of a whale of a time taking him down. Speaking of whales, Zedway, Sharpedo coming in. Not quite a whale, but pretty buff, I would say. Buff enough to live an earthquake. I was pretty surprised, to be perfectly honest, that I could actually take one of those hits. Seeing as Sharpedo's defense is basically a wet paper towel. Yeah, so I go for the Destiny Bond. Unfortunately, Nagi is a douchebag, and he knows the Sharpedo set I run, so instead of killing me with the Earthquake, he ends up going for Stealth Rock, which effectively kills me anyway, because I don't have a Spinner or a Defogger, so my Sharpedo is literally dead at this point, especially when he roars and I try to Destiny Bond again. That was rather unfortunate, and more unfortunate, I get roared out into the worst thing possible to take on Swampert, which is my Mega Houndoom. Not only do I take the Stealth Rock on Switch in, but I really don't have anything to hit him with. The best thing I can do is Mega Evolve, go for a Dark Pulse, and hope for a flinch, and we'll see what happens. So I'm going to go for it. It hits the Swampert, and it does a good amount of damage, and, ladies and gentlemen, I get the flinch. I get the thing I was after, which I'm pretty pleased with. So, go for a second, kick Skladimir in the testicles, and away he goes. Fantastic. So he sends out Ampharos again, which I'm not too pleased with. I mean, I can go for Dark Pulse on this thing also. I don't really want to switch, to be perfectly honest. I'm just like, yeah, it's not a team. I don't have anything logical to switch to, so let's just fodder Mega Houndoom. Why not? I mean, it's not like it was going to do much regardless, so there you go. Bring back Espeon, who has the Dazzling Gleam, so I was thinking, okay, yeah, do some solid damage. I don't think it's going to kill it, just because Ampharos is actually relatively bulky, and it doesn't, as I thought so, but I don't die to the Volt Switch either, so I'm still good to do some damage to whatever he brings in. Ends up bringing in Knights, nice little reference there to some video game of ye old, and go for the Psychic on it. So I think, I'm not really a big fan of what Electros looks like this gen. I keep confusing it with, like, its younger self, like the pre-evolution of Electros, which I don't even remember what its name is, because it's highly irrelevant to me, someone who plays Pokemon competitively. I say competitively in this battle. It's not competitive in any way. Oh my lord. But we're using, I guess, competitive sets, so there you go. Bringing Heracross on it after it kills my Espeon, which is fine. I go for the close combat. Heracross is looking like he's going to be a real key player in the end game here, just because he doesn't have anything that's particularly fast enough to deal with me, and I can keep switching in and out as long as I'm able, and keep smacking things with close combat, with Stone Edge, whatever it happens to be. So he goes into Magmortar, which I don't think I'm going to be able to kill with a close combat, because I wasn't really sure. You know, Magmortar is kind of one of those weird Pokemon. I don't know if it's bulky enough to take a hit, but I just switch out for the safety of it. Fodder off Sharpedo, going to Sophos now, who can easily sponge up those hits. I'm going to go for the Nightshade as he switches in Lilligant. Now, this is something which I probably shouldn't have revealed to him, but Noctowl has Insomnia, meaning you can't put it to sleep. And he is, as you're going to see, attempt to put me to sleep with a sleep powder. However, he actually ends up missing it. And I was like, Nagi, what are you doing? You don't even hit me with that. I have insomnia. So if I hadn't said that, he would have just seen it miss and be like, oh, I'll try it again next turn. So I could have got a free turn there to do something. But instead, I just fucking opened my mouth. I was like, yeah, by the way, I have insomnia. And he's like, oh, well, crap. That sucks. And he's able to kind of capitalize on a little bit. Goes for the Quiver Dance as I Nightshade here. But I do, of course, have Whirlwind as well, because Sophos' monster, he just gets rid of threats. And Lilligant, being a minor threat in this situation, needs to be gotten rid of. Especially when it's going to be hurting me horribly. And, you know, it doesn't do a huge amount with the Energy Ball, so I'm not really too phased by it. But I am going to phase him. Ba-dum-bum-cha. That worked out nicely. That was a nice little a segue. A Z-way, should I say, as I've been saying. In comes Electros again. I think it's physical, which isn't good for me because, obviously, I eat up hits on the special side. And he does prove that to be true by going for the Coil, raising his offensive stats in the physical department. Should I say offensive and defensive physical stats. So I'm not in a good position, but I actually am gonna be able. Thanks, Brain. That was a real good one. That was really helpful right in the middle of this insightful narration. Thank you so much. Yeah, I died to Thunder Punch. There you go. I'm so interesting. I mean, I'm so interesting. Look at the commentary I'm giving. You guys fucking just... Why are you even watching this, right? I don't know. You're here, apparently. Anyway, close combat kills Electros, and then all he has left, I believe, is the Magmortar. So the case is, am I going to kill it with a close combat? I didn't know, and I do! I managed to kill it with the close combat. Nagi did a calc afterwards and told me that the fact that I am adamant Heracross means that I was able to KO him. If I hadn't been, then he would have most certainly lived a hit and retaliated to finish my Heracross off. But the late game sweep does so occur, able to finish off the Lilligant, the Magmortar, everything else. Heracross, killing machine, murderous rampage he went on. And, you know, in the day and age of Mega Heracross, you should not forget about the Scarf variety, because he's pretty good. He's a trooper. And that's that. So anyway, this was a video. If you enjoyed it, you can click like. I'm not going to hold it against you if you don't. But I'm just saying, it's an option. So that's that. See you guys next time. Goodbye.